Forgot to close the door. Sad day for me. Oh, wait for a couple of people to get in here. But anyways, listen up, Rangers. Welcome to the Geek Chest. My name's Steve. Never point a knife towards yourself. Not a good idea. It's Snippies. Where are they? There. Way in the back here. Drink of water. Probably, we'll leave the door open. See how it goes. But anyways, we got somebody in here, so I guess we'll start going over this. But got another shipment of figures in recently. We got the poster Super7 of the SpaceGodzilla figure from their Godzilla Ultimates line. I cut the tape on the top, which I probably should finish cutting the tape. Started doing it upstairs, and then lo and behold, didn't finish the rest of it. Also, I don't know if you guys noticed, I got a new phone, so we'll see how the focusing works. I'm hoping it's a little bit better than it was previously, but got new phones recently, so this thing can actually record in 8K. And I'm half tempted to use this phone to do reviews from now on, because it's just like so much better, it's like farther advanced than my actual camera is. So I'll have to wait and see, because if I do that, then I have to hook up the microphone. I don't know if I want to go that far, especially since we've been doing like unimportant formats for a lot now, because then we need more editing. But we got that, and then we also got the Sega Frieren statue with Frieren getting eaten by the mimic chest from their Luminasta line. Actually, it's probably the one I've been the most excited about. So I'm looking forward to this one. I do want to crack this guy open just to kind of see the packaging real quick, because from what I've seen online, it looks pretty impressive. What do you want? At least it's not as bad as the baby's yelling upstairs. And Jessica yelling at baby in the middle of streams. We could deal with the meows. Yep. Say hi to everybody. Say hi. Well, your fluff is going everywhere. Good boy. So needy all the time. That's his cat. Especially since Big Brother's been gone. He's just been super wanting attention. Yeah, you were pretty needy before. Now you're getting comfy. This is my life now. I actually put in an inquiry for a dog today. So I'm listening for just kind of keep a random eye out for stuff. I was planning on looking more after Christmas, but something popped up in my feed and I investigated, and now it's like, yeah, I guess I could ask. Can't hurt. Yeah. Okay, well, would you mind if I do some unboxings? I know you're cuddling. I appreciate it. Okay, you're flicking your tail. I'm sorry. I guess we'll open this first before we get around to the Super7. Super7, you have to get down. I can deal with you and little Miss Frieren here. Oh, now we got to rub the boxes. It doesn't smell like you, so now we gotta. Yeah, okay. Yeah. This is gonna be an entire live stream of Steve petting his cat. Yeah. It's always super fun too. Hey, bro. Hey, pulling. It's always super fun too when I first wake up in the morning, because it's always when he wants food. So I'll be trying to use the bathroom, and our toilet's not that far from the countertop. So he just goes from the countertop. He's just like on my back, rubbing on the back of my head. Ooh, we got a rare Buck T-Rex. Is it the Lost World one? I'm assuming, like the Kenner Lost World. It's a sweet figure. We have it out there. Oh, it's more tape than I thought previously. How's everybody's evenings going? I got some barbecue earlier. It was delicious. Oh, the Legacy one. Another cool one. Is that the one that came with the car? I'm thinking. Oh, okay, cool. Not quite what I was expecting. It's like, I still think it's odd that it's separate. Cambridge Junior. Oh, okay, that one. All right. So I was thinking there was a car version too. I could be wrong. So you do buy it separate. This is one of those figures that I feel like people are just going to do very inappropriate things with. Oh, I love the face though. Not sure how well it zooms in. But the face looks really solid. Oh, it does. Okay, cool. Because the other camera would not zoom in for the life of me. So this one will actually do it. But she does come on all fours. Paint job is actually pretty solid. I kind of wish the outfit was maybe a little bit brighter. It's definitely on a gray side. But the whole reason you buy this bad boy is it comes with a mimic chest that actually opens and closes. This is kind of the whole reason I wanted to grab it. As for this guy here, I thought was really cool. That just the whole aesthetics. Like, this is probably the most memorable thing from Frieren for me, other than just the really awesome animation. But you go open it up, you can see there's the roof of the mouth. You got that there. The cat's licking my arm right now. And then you can stick this sticker inside of it to rest down, and then there you go. Now she's stuck inside of the chest. I always kind of feel like I need to fill it with some like gold or something. But detailing is really nice. Like the teeth are painted pretty well. I'm kind of digging it. It's pretty dope. The copper look on the outside's got a nice reflective shine to it. It doesn't look like, I guess, probably sits on the table pretty, yeah, okay, it sits on the table pretty well. It's probably the only real thing I'm probably grabbing from Frieren for the most part. I was kind of tempted to grab the figure arts, but I don't know. There's maybe some like pop-up parades, possibly maybe the Segas. But I think it's the only real thing I mainly wanted from the show. All right, big guy. I gotta open a SpaceGodzilla, so you're gonna have to go. Say bye-bye to everybody. Mr. Per Machine. Yep. Okay, say bye-bye. Right. You go that way. You can come back in a few minutes. Okay? All right. Moment of truth, what everybody's here for. Maybe. I can. Seriously, still tape, for the love of God. Oh, there you go, Jira guy. Oh, I got her seeing on the camera. Where's the baggie come out? This side. He probably does, to be fair. He likes to climb inside everything. It's always funny when I get big bad boxes. If they're empty, I will generally find him hanging out down here in them. Yeah, as I say, he adores boxes. Oh. That's a pretty cool box. I was half tempted to keep this guy in the package. Like, I'm going to open him for do the review, of course, but he might go back inside of this box when I'm done with him. This box is pretty freaking sweet. I know we definitely have made fun of some of the Ultimates in the past and have said mean things about them, but sometimes the Ultimates are super sweet. Like the whole Destroyer wave was really awesome. The Dark Horse one's sweet. It seems like every time they do like newer releases, they definitely have improved. But my favorite thing that so far that Super7 does is all like the variants. So like the thermonuclear, the Dark Horse one. This was one I was really excited about. This was 90. Yeah, super sweet box. If you guys are interested, I got a link in the description for Entertainment Earth. 10 extra bucks, I believe you get free shipping. So if you find like one other thing to grab before the holidays, pretty sweet. The other thing I kind of wanted to grab this for is because it reminds me a lot of the old Trendmaster SpaceGodzilla, which again is something that I wish Super7 would do more of, is do these figures in like Trendmaster style or even colors. Oh, it would be super sweet. Like if they ever did like a Showa style Gigan in the Trendmaster coloring, I'd buy that thing in a heartbeat. Eats the frog on. Oh. I still really wish they would do joints for the mouth. Also, his crotch piece sticks out quite far. I can already kind of tell. Oh. Also, I'm terrified about scuffing his spikes, his crystals, but we're here to unbox them, so that's what we're gonna do. Is there any more tape? I like to how easy it is to open these boxes. I'm gonna try to be very nice about this because again, I'm half tempted just to I'll open this guy and then he's gonna go right back in the box and hang out upstairs, and then I could put things on top of it to get some variation. Oh yeah, with the Doom Island wine. Yeah, that'd be another cool one for people to do. Because the only way they really have gotten those previously is I think they were all mail away figures, if I remember right. So, like, the general public didn't really get a hold of them. And I still regret not buying. I could have got a hold of a Broken Varan a long time ago. It was like $70, and I was like, it's kind of expensive for something that's broken. But it was still like, it was in the package broken. It was the weirdest thing. And I ended up skipping on it, and I really wish I would have just grabbed it for giggles. Oh god, this guy's heavy. Oh, that smell. Definitely smells. Look at that. Oh, got that plastic factory smell. The back of the package has a bunch of crystals in it. So that's super sweet. I still got all the boxes hanging out from the previous stream. Alright, looks like you got a couple of wires. Snip those. Maybe. Gotta get the tail out of here. Yeah, plus yeah, some of those guys, some of those figures, of course, there's gonna be like fakes hanging around. Ooh, there we go. There goes the tail. We'll put that down on the floor for a minute. I want to pop these off. I think we're golden there. Stick that back in the shipper. Now we gotta see if we can pop them out. Have a going, Flip. But yeah, I had to pay for this guy. I think I seen somebody posted in one of the Godzilla groups too. Speaking of that Doom Island one, after the fact, because I saw it at the convention, and then somebody posted in one of the groups that was like, "I got a Doom Island figure." It's the exact same one. Oh. Okay, so one thing I instantly noticed I kind of wish is for the crest bit, it's very like rounded. I kind of wish it was a little more straight up. Might be something you can fix with heat. Also, mine's already missing paint on this side out of the package, so that's cool. It's got a couple like imperfections in the paint. Because he kind of looks like somebody like slicked back his hair. But the coloring is pretty sweet. So he's always going to have that diaper look. Like that part that just sticks out so far. Yeah, Super7 doesn't send us stuff for free. I wish they would. I know when the line first came out, I was very interested in trying to get them to send us stuff. But sadly, they didn't. I'm kind of glad they didn't, though, because, again, that first wave was kind of a little hit and miss, and it would have been kind of awkward to try to talk it up a little, try to put a more positive spin on it, per se. That's why, honestly, I kind of hate when companies send me things. Oh, damn it. Pop on without heat. I can feel it. It's so close to being in there. Or maybe it is. It just sticks out that far. I don't think so. I feel like that's wrong. Feels like it's in, though. I'm going to have to heat it up. So it might not actually protrude that far, but it's on. Also, the weight. Oh, no, that's definitely not in there. There's not much of a clasp, though. Let's try to wiggle it in. Oh. Yeah, I've got to use some heat. But if you guys like to see him with the tail on, love the coloring on it. Yeah, I'll definitely have to heat it up. I just don't got a way of heating it up in my office, sadly. I'd have to take you guys on an adventure to the craft table. So, posability-wise, not the craziest. As to be expected, the Super7 tails generally don't do a whole heck of a lot. You get quite a bit of bend, at least the way it's set up right now, at the base of the tail. But there's only like, so far it really bends up. So for the most part, I'd say it's, yeah, so I wish I had that Super7 sitting right here. It feels worse, if I'm going to be honest. I think the Super7 you get a little more posability out, but like this is it. It's pretty much straight, and you have like a little bend up and down, left and right. So it's not very playful in that regards. Same with, oh, these are soft. That's, I thought it was going to be hard plastic. This actually has a flex to it, which is probably why the white's going to scuff off pretty easy. So for the most part, articulation on the arms, you got a little forward and back on it. That was scary. He does come with extra hands, positive. Because on the base figure, you get the clenched fist. And he comes with relaxed and slashing hands, if you want options. Leg's got a decent play to it. These are a bit stiff. Yeah, I got to heat up the knees. Feet are also on a hinge, so you get a little bit of play there as well. You know, want to see how the roaring head's going to look, because the roaring head, it doesn't look quite as combed back as it did on the original. Oh, feel it popping in. It sort of shifted. Yes, these guys are it's quite a bit bigger than a Monster Arts. Ooh. I'd recommend using a hairdryer for pretty much anything, but I do like the open mouth libber. God, look at my hand. Just all these little bits trying to get this on. Like, I feel like I'm damaging the whites. Just trying to apply pressure. Good times. Which is kind of odd. Well, I guess those are painted. It's like some of these look like they're actually like white pieces that are plucked in there. But I actually have a monster art hanging out somewhere. I came down because I was planning on there he is. Because I was planning on painting them today. But here it is next to the minus color. You see, like, he is huge next to it. So if you could, for price comparison, it's $90. This guy's what, about $150? Now, to be fair, this guy has infinitely more articulation than this one. So you do have to take that into consideration. For the most part, like you said, you get a little bit of play with these guys, but for the most part, quite a bit of these are just more. I hate to call it like this one's definitely on the more of the realm of a glorified statue, just because of, for the most part, your best posability is the legs and the head, and even then, it's only so much. Like, you can rotate the body a little bit, but the spike bits get in the way. And I doubt there's much of a forward and back crunch. So there's not really much play here. A little bit of rotation. The feet can kind of do whatever you need to. And the tail's like a little bit side to side. So it's just like a slightly more energetic X Plus. Oh, it's not in the box? That sucks. Yeah, it was just the way they did the packaging for from the -1 figure is just not good for the way the spines were. Because the way a lot of these were sitting in there, they're like pressed right up against that plastic or even under the plastic, which I think is what causes the breakage. If you want to send it, willing to fix it. If it's missing the pieces, I'll definitely have the epoxy. This one I kind of got away with just using the glue. At least I think. I might have to epoxy that spine, but I want to put some paint on it first and see how the crack hides. And I'm hoping the glue kind of filled it in a bit. Thank you. As I got this shirt from a subscriber. But yeah, so far I'm digging it. He's cool. Like the coloring. Again, it's probably going to end up back in the package just so I don't worry about damaging it. Because like I said, I'm already seeing like paint scuffing off of this thing and what have you. So it's not one of those like I feel like I need it fully displayed. And I think like it with the package is kind of the best way to go about it right now. We'll probably do a full review on it, but just like it inside of this, like it's perfect like that. Yeah, that'd probably be better. And save on shipping too. But anyways, that's pretty much it for stuff I had unboxings for. I know we went pretty quick with the Yu Hakusho stuff the other day, but I think for the most part, probably like the interest level on that stuff is definitely a lot lower than some of the other stuff that we do. What's my favorite toy? I would generally say it's probably my MP10. Because it was like my wife's wedding gift to me. She got it for me, which is the Masterpiece Optimus Prime. That's like one of the best figures I think I've ever had. Even just like objectively, it is a really, really good figure. But funny enough, like in terms of Transformers, it's like the thing that I least collect anymore. Like I have to be like really invested anymore to really grab them. And even then, it's more like I kind of just want to keep picking up random masterpieces that I'm missing. Because for the most part, I have all the core guys I would like in Masterpiece. Beast Wars is the only one I think I'm missing a few things I wouldn't mind getting a hold of at some point. But really love that MP10. Oh, did you find the 30? I was going to send you a picture of the one that you sent me. just to show you. But yeah, I was like the first Legion because he's like that big. Because it's like the original release Legion, which is like they're like old X Plus line. I want to say it was like 2010s around there. Like it's an old vinyl. Beast Wars mentioned. Yeah, because I still need. I want to get the Rhinox so bad. It's the only one out of the core guys that I'm missing, and I have the Generations hanging out still because he was like the placeholder I kept there. Because the Generations is a pretty sweet figure, but it doesn't. It's not scaled like remotely. And I still want to get like Tarantulas and Arachnia at some point. Like I said, we're trying to like minimize some of the stuff in the channel for a little bit. Favorite movie? The original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from 1990. Wow. My favorite giant monster movie is Pacific Rim. Okay, you can come back. Well, I mean, now you're just rubbing everything. You need to get on my lap. Well, get up here. I said you can get up here. I don't even know where you're going anymore. Now you're just rubbing on Arnez's chair. Yeah? He's very vocal. Funny enough, the dog I inquired on is a beagle. So that'll be great. Because I wanted to kind of... If I was going to get another dog, I still kind of want to get something like Shin. And Shin was a puggle. So it was like, I was looking for pug, beagle, or puggles. Problem is, puggles are kind of hard to come across in Michigan. That aren't like $1 million. Same with pugs for the most part. And then I seen some beagles. He wants the chest. Do you want it? Let me get Frieren out of there. You like the chest? Yeah. You sensing it? You rubbing it? Wear it like a hat. Hold up there. There we go. Now you got a chest hat. Yeah. I think he does like it. Yeah, as I said, Beagles would be a little stubborn. Shin was stubborn too, though, to be fair, so I'm kind of used to it. Shin kind of had the, I would say, the temperament of a Beagle, but probably the, like, he's definitely, because pugs are like the most stubborn animals I've ever had. It was Tenchi, great dog. Super cuddly, just wanted to be with you the entire time. Like, he was content just living his life, just sitting on your lap. And he liked to go for walks and stuff. But he was kind of like, he went at your pace, which I really liked. But like the most stubborn dog ever, and it was like the worst thing to train. Like, we got him potty trained, but it was kind of like potty trained is he would go outside, but you had to make sure you lit him outside. Otherwise, he wouldn't do it. And then Shin actually did listen, kinda. Like he knew tricks, but he's very food oriented. So if you had treats, he would do whatever you want. You get in his pen, he could sit, he could shake, he could beg, he could do everything. But he kind of had to have a treat. And then potty train, same thing. He would like, as long as you were letting him out when he kind of did his cues, he would be fine. Or you took too long and you go pee on the pole downstairs. And his cues was he'd get really kissy. He'd be really licking a lot. Like he'd be bugging you a lot and licking, and then when you kind of knew you had to go let the dog out. But was really, really cuddly, really talkative. Like he barked at everything. But it wasn't like the beagle bark, it was the puggle bark, or pug bark, which is more of like a whine. And we're like, it was great. Get a double doodle. Actually, the other one Jessica kind of wanted me to ask about is somebody has, it's like a Weagle, that's what they were calling it. And it's the dachshunds, like the wiener dog. It's part wiener dog, part beagle. And they look like little, like the puppies just look like beagles. But the coloring on them is like so unique looking. So it was kind of cool. But yeah, he's Servo with an E. So it's Servo, like the character from Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad. I finally started watching it. The Penguin. I watched the first episode the other day while I was folding clothes, but then Casey woke up, so that was as far as I got. Really liked the first episode though. I digged it a lot. Because growing up, my mom was really into The Sopranos, and I used to watch it with her all the time. So I like The Sopranos, and I love the new Batman. So it's totally up my alley. I need to watch more of it. Problem is yesterday when I had some spare time to watch things, I watched. I caught up with a couple of anime shows I've been keeping up with for this season. And hopefully after live stream, I'm going to work on doing some painting a little bit until Casey wakes back up from her nap, which will probably be soon, I'm going to imagine. Because she took a nap in the car, so I doubt she'll nap for too long for me upstairs. But we'll see how it goes. You falling asleep on me right there? Yeah. Mr. Snuggle Farts? Yeah. Trying to think of dog names if we do get another dog. It's kind of leaning towards Domon from G Gundam. It's always really liked that series. I was always leaning towards we got a girl named Irene, but I haven't had a girl dog in for freaking ever. Last girl dog we had was Sarah, who was a husky. We ended up having some mental issue. Well, she had a hormone imbalance. So one time she had a really bad seizure. She was the last girl we got. Because then it's been, my parents only had Newfoundlands ever since. So it's always been big dogs. And then we had the pug. Yeah, so far Colin's Penguin's been sweet. I also like how they kind of explain why he has the waddle, which is really cool. Because he has like the fudged up feet, so that's why he's walks funny on it. I figured he just had a messed up back or something, but it's cool when they had like those little subtle, well, not subtle. They showed off his foot pretty well. Never been a big foot guy to begin with. Oh. But anyways, I think we'll probably call it good for the stream here in a few. Next stream will probably be Tuesday. I got some stuff coming up from 5K Toys. Not a sponsor, but they're the only place that gets like random third-party figures in that I like to get. And I got a couple of new lines figures, or figures from a new line that I'm intrigued with. And if they go well, then the one I'm probably going to pre-order a couple more things or try to get a hold of one, which is the snail shells figures. And the other one's good. Then there's like two other figures I want for pre-order that I would probably be interested in getting too. I think it's Chain Toys. Because I got like a Mecha Snake Girl. And I forget what the newest one was. But they all look cool. They look like combat anime characters. Oh yeah, I forgot the other thing. Excuse me, but I have to actually get up to grab this. Because I got this recently. Move the chair and the box. Hopefully I didn't knock it over. Ugh. But, if you guys know. Oh, you're going to send me? Is one of them the Pumpkin Girl? Because that's the one I was kind of interested in. Ugh. Now there's cat freaking hair everywhere. But that one was the other one I was kind of interested in getting because I thought it looked kind of neat. But I didn't grab it. Because it's pretty much like they're doing like an RPG line. So there's like the Succubus, there's the Nun, the zombie girls in that line, and then some of the other ones. Not the pumpkin. Well, darn. But like I said, I'm mainly curious. And at the price point, I'm like, if the figure looks cool. If it sucks, it sucks. I think the weirdest thing is it came with feet accessories. Like it's just like there's extra accessory pack, and it's her with feet. Because of course you're buying this figure, we gotta fill all the fetishes, you know. But still cool. But anyways, So I do like me some graphic novels. I used to buy a lot more of them back in the day, not so much anymore. But the occasional one I grab um, is one of the ones I have is 30 Days of Nights, who also did the Dead Space comics from back in the day. Because I got the Dead Space comics, I like the art style, and then I remember the movie came. So it was currently assaulting my big bad box with the bubble wrap in it. Losing my train of thought. But they did the Dead Space stuff, and then I think 30 Days of Nights was coming out sometime at the same time. So I got the graphic novel, loved it, and I actually dig the movie. And a shop around here, somebody sold them some of the old movie posters from some horror movies. So I got the 30 Days of Nights movie poster. I still gotta buy a frame to put it in. But it's not even rated yet. If you guys can see it on the bottom. So I don't even like. I think it was like a promotional thing because it's on both sides. So it's front and back. Although it's reversed on the back side. I thought it was sweet. There's also a he had a 28 weeks or 28 weeks later one there. I was tempted to go back and grab. Problem is, I still have like 3 movie posters hanging out back here that I haven't even done anything with yet because I want to get frames and I wanted to hang them up in my bedroom because our bedroom's all like the horror movie stuff. So I was gonna like the walls next to the bedrooms put up the Freddy vs. Jason, that one. 20. I prefer. I got like 28 days later better than weeks later. I was gonna pick one. Like 28 days later is probably my favorite zombie movie. Well, zombie movie next to the remake of Dawn of the Dead. That one was really good too. I like that one a lot. Also saw that in theater twice. That was sweet. Cabin Fever was always a cool one from back in the day. Because I think it was like I dated like 2 girls within the time frame that movie was in the theater, and both of them wanted to go see Cabin Fever. So I'm like, all right, it's good. And then I had a group of friends that wanted to go see it too. Oh, good times. Remake of Night of the Living Dead. I'm trying to remember I've seen that one. I don't think I've seen it. Because Dawn of the Dead was the one that I feel like was the superior one. It's one of the better remakes they put out way back when. Ooh, I do remember that one. Yeah, I always thought his art style was really unique looking, and it kind of like lended itself to the horror genre. But yeah, that graphic novel's sweet. The Dead Space one was cool because it's like a precursor to the games. I got that one. I think that hangs out upstairs. I wish one of the ones I kept better care of is I have like the illustration book for Vampire Hunter D, but my cover's kind of crappy on that one. Because I like the Vampire Hunter D books too. Even though they didn't really have too many illustrations, but the illustrations that they had were pretty sweet because they were done by the guy that did like the old Final Fantasy posters. Okay, yeah, I don't think I've seen that one. I think I remember which one you're talking about now. Another remake that's like surprisingly, I think not as many people talk about as they should is the Blob. The Blob remake like bothered me as a kid so much. I think out of like all the things I watched growing up, it was just like the one that always like stuck around with me the longest. It's like just people like it just consuming people. They're like, ah. I was like, that's gotta be like the worst way to go. Because it's like you're drowning and getting oh that was great. Oh, Resistance Fallen, man, that's what I ever heard about in a minute. That PlayStation game was sweet. I remember being really stoked for that game when that one came out. I think it was one of the reasons I mainly bought it. Was it PlayStation 3? PlayStation 3 that came out on? So I still have that one hanging around. I didn't have that many PlayStation 3 games. But it was like that. I had Killzone. the Uncharted and the Last of Us games, and then of course, like I think God of War 3 was on there too. We're all super dope. Actually, the other thing I gotta go back to that shop for is they have some inbox video games. I kind of want a couple because he has a box, Shadows of the Empire, which would be dope. Got sidetracked. What's the nice thing about the Blob is it was like there's like some twist. There's like some stuff in it that is I think for horror movies it was kind of like ahead of its time in doing some things in the movie that were definitely surprising. Like even especially then when I was like younger and you're like, okay, you could like I've watched enough of these like enough movies where like you kind of like get an understanding like things that should be happening throughout the movie. Oh, I forgot to turn off notifications. Or just like tropes, I guess. You're like you're so used to certain tropes happening, and then that movie just like goes, nope. Throws you through a bit of a loop. But yeah, if you guys are interested, like I mentioned, he's covering a cat here now. What was on Entertainment Earth? At least I'm pretty sure he was on Entertainment Earth. Guys like Help Sportino that way. This one's also sweet. I feel like if I know some places were already sold out of this one, so if you can get a hold of it for pretty cheap, this guy was about $30. If you can get it somewhere around the same price point, I think it's super sweet, especially if you like the movie Frieren or not movie, the anime Frieren, which is currently considered best anime of all times as of my anime list. I'll be honest, I haven't even played the new ones to really compare. So, because they've been on the newer PlayStations, and I haven't gotten them, so I haven't really gotten to play them. But the original three are really good. I played through. I think the first and second one I played through multiple times. Three I only played through once. But I know when God of War 3 came out was the time I was like really, really into buying video games. So it was like I beat that and was like moving on to the next one. And the only games that really like had a lot of replay value for me was mainly like Call of Duty, Halo was a big one. We played Halo all the time. The Armored Core games I would always jump back to a lot. Yeah, I wanted to play them, but I just don't have any way up. I've never had a way to play them, or like you can play on my PC now, but I just have never had a strong enough computer either to really merit. So yeah, there's just a ton of other games, and then all the new games that got announced too. Oh, like there's a new Turok game coming out. I'm so pumped for that. It's probably gonna be horrible, but I'm excited. I primarily was a lot of shooters and horror games are the things I got the most into. And then the occasional like action adventure game. I think Armor Core is probably the most obscure one, being like a mech builder. Yeah, Silent Hill I didn't get into as much. Like I've never played Silent Hill 2, so that's why like they have the new one out, and I'm tempted. Resident Evil I was into quite a bit. Fatal Frame was a big one for me. I still wish I had those games. I remember they spiked up at GameStop, and I was just like, oh, I needed some money. I don't think I'm going to play those games anytime soon. Trade them in another infinite amount of money. Dino Crisis is sweet. Best one was second one. That was my personal favorite. Uh, and again, another one I wish I kind of had. Arnes has the first Dino Crisis. But the second one I always thought was really cool. That and they had like the point system to be able to upgrade things. I always thought was kind of nice. It's a little more arcadey. But those were fine. Fatal Fury, if you guys never played those, where it's like the fighting game where you could turn that was like werewolf fighting game. That game was sweet. There's like a werewolf character, werefox. Those ones were awesome. Metal Gear Solid's really good. I played the first, second. I played 3, but I played it with somebody else. Like somebody was playing, and I was watching them. Back before they had like the Let's Plays, it was just like you're watching your buddy play the game, so we played through it. 4 and on, I haven't touched. First Metal Gear, I played quite a bit. Other PlayStation games I replayed quite often. Fighting games, when I was little, I played a lot of them because Super Nintendo. So like Street Fighter was my jam. Love Street Fighter too. It's probably one of my favorite Super Nintendo games. Like Turtles Tournament Fighter, Mortal Kombat, King of the Monsters. There's a few other ones, but then once it started getting to like 3D with like Tekken, Virtua Fighter, and then like the Street Fighter Mortal Kombat, I mainly stuck with Street Fighter Mortal Kombat. Virtua Fighter was kind of cool. I saw they're bringing that back. Yeah, Dead or Alive never really played. Soul Calibur never really got into either. The Xbox one's the only one I think I really played. That was mainly because Spawn was in it. So that's what sort of got me invested. But like through the years, Street Fighter I think has been like the consistent one I played. With the last one I played a lot of 5. Sucked at the online multiplayer, but I played a lot of it. I remember playing Dead or Alive Beach Volleyball. Rumble Roses. That was a fun one. I still have that. I still have those games. Yeah, I think the Ghost Rider game was pretty sweet. Yeah, the Godzilla games, I played those. I played the Godzilla games pretty obsessively too. For the PlayStation 2 and the GameCube. Like destroy all monsters and save the Earth. The Wii one I thought was hot garbage. I tried playing that one, didn't really care for it. Ninja Gaiden's a good one. Also remember because I played a lot of the Game Boy too, because we traveled a lot, especially my older brother being sick a lot. So we traveled a lot, and then even afterwards we traveled quite a bit. So I played a lot of Game Boy, so I was playing like a lot of Mega Man on that. A lot of bad generic games. Remember Godzilla was it Domination? I think it was like the Game Boy Advance one. Or that really crappy 98 Zilla one where it's pretty much like a side-scrolling like fire game where you're just like shooting fire. Oh, it was horrible. I remember being so excited when I beat that game though. Like it was like objectively hard, but because of 98 Godzilla, I just kept playing the damn thing. But anyways, that's one thing I want to get back to on the YouTube channel too once we get everything kind of situated. Because hopefully after Christmas, yeah, Domination. I remember I played a lot of that going around. It's a lot of that, like Metroid Fusion, the Pokemon games. Love the Pokemon games. Hey, Godzilla King Knight. So we're kind of sitting here chit-chatting. We gave up on toys a while ago. I'll be doing some more random gaming stuff because I know Aaron has been talking about doing it too, but it's just like been kind of rough go of it here lately. And then his furnace just blew out, and then his wife's got to get surgery and all this stuff. So it's been kind of hard for him too. I have heard of the collaboration, and it looks like hot garbage. It's like the worst thing they announced in a while. And even in terms of just the Transformer collab stuff, it's the weakest thing that they showed. Like the Mandalorian one's infinitely better. The Zoid one, oh my god. I saw the Zoid one just like that thing looks sweet. Even like the Monster Hunter one is sweet. The Naruto one's cool. Poor Godzilla. Yeah, it's a Takara exclusive, but just like they're like all of them are so much better. The Knight Rider one's better. Why? Why, God, why? And to be fair, if we got views, we just be sitting here chit-chatting and talking about random stuff. I'll do this all day. Phil's making enough money. We could do this. Oh yeah, you mentioned the wrestling games. I think the last one I really like by myself, I really got into was WCW versus NWO Revenge for the Nintendo 64. Still my favorite wrestling game of all time. I played that one a lot by myself, but when that game came out, it was like WCW's heyday. So just being able to plays all your favorite characters. Plus, they had to create a character. Oh, so good. And then with my buddies, we played a lot of like the SmackDown games. Yeah, like the Sonic Transformer, it's weird looking, but it's still, at least they tried. It's something different. It's like, at least it's like the plane, like it's recognizable. Like the Godzilla one, it's just Black Grimlock. Yeah, it's just like they reused parts and just recolored it. Called it a day. And not even like a cool one. Like I think like Megatron, like Beast Wars Megatron would have been a better better way to go about it. Godzilla Must Prime. Almost sounds like a YouTube channel. To be fair, because it kind of reminds me of who's that reviewer I used to watch a long time ago? Was Optibotimus? Is that it? It was like when I was way more into Transformers stuff, I was watching his things. Back when Transformers Prime was out. Yeah, because I even feel like they had like a three-headed character to do something with. But even this is like this one's Kiryu, and it's just like, no, it's not. It's a truck. I'm glad somebody else knows Optimus. Yeah, I used to like his stuff. He had a really unique voice, which I think helps with a lot of reviewers when like your voice is very recognizable. Yeah, you know, so we could blame Toho for a lot of things with the Godzilla collectibles, because they like don't like something in particular, and that's just like, or they're like afraid of change, which is kind of why that like thermonuclear Godzilla spiked them a price, because they already said they're never doing whatever again. Works for me, because at some point I'm gonna have to sell this stuff, so it stays expensive. Hooray! I don't think it's a weird collab. Honestly, they've definitely done weirder things. Like you've seen the Mandalorian one, or even like the original Transformers. I still have that the Slave One Boba Fett that transforms. Missing parts, sadly, but I still have it hanging around. It's like the funkiest looking thing, but still, again, at least it looks like Slave One's transformed. It looks kind of like Boba Fett when it's transformed. Yeah, at least they made an attempt. Like nothing about that looks like Godzilla. Warzone was cool. I remember playing Warzone. Because like a couple of my buddies growing up were really into wrestling. Like I was into the wrestling a lot, but they were like obsessively into wrestling. Because I was like, I liked wrestling and I watched like WCW, WWE. But I never really like had the toys and such. It was mainly like we played the games because my stepdad would buy the games a lot. Even after they stopped buying me systems, I would buy myself my systems. He would still buy games to play on my systems. So good times. He was a cool dude, my stepdad. But yeah, so we used to play a lot of the wrestling games going over. It's also like I never owned any Grand Theft Auto games, but I played all of them. It's just because going to random buddy's house and messing around and just seeing how many stars you can get. Yeah, I remember those. I'll say the Star Wars Transformer ones, I wouldn't mind trying to get a hold of at some point. I don't know how expensive they got. I wouldn't mind getting the Boba Fett one at least. Again, so I could have all the parts for it. Because he's missing like the weapons and he's kind of discolored a little bit. But I have like the old Mike was a Micro Squadron, Micro something. The old miniature Star Wars vehicles that you can put the characters in. I have a Boba Fett of that I have that goes inside of him. Certainly currently sits in his cockpit. Oddly enough, it hangs out in my bedroom currently because it's just the place where I found it at. Oh, I still have to actually put you guys back up on the wall. These are oddly, like I was mentioned before, these are like, because my love of Street Fighter, especially Street Fighter 2. Wanted to get these guys. That also, there's an anime from the 90s from Street Fighter. Oh, it's so good. I wish they would do figures from that. I saw somebody made, there's a file where you could print the statue of Chun-Li fighting Vega in her bedroom. Kind of want to print it. It's so big, though. But oddly, like I mentioned, like I'm probably the line I've been the most excited about collecting things for. Although I haven't been grabbing any of the variant ones outside of Chun-Li. I grabbed the Chun-Li's because she's one of my favorites played. If they do variants of Guile, I might grab. But like I said, it's not enough that like I've been buying a bunch of these guys. And like I've opened 2 of them and then put them right back in the package, and I've just been collecting them in the package. Steve, that'd be cool. Christine one. I got the actually I was gonna sell it. Because to be honest, I don't even know why we bought it. Because like nobody in the house is really that into Back to the Future. But we have the DeLorean one. I've never opened it. It's super cool. But like the Ghostbuster one would make more sense with the back because I actually have Ghostbuster figures and such. But I've never really been that into Back to the Future personally, and then Jessica's never really mentioned it much either, so it's weird. I always like gaming. It's girl characters. I always play them. Like in any game. But I would say like Guile is probably like my favorite dude to play with. And then like later games, I always liked Fei Long too. Right? Well, the problem is like it's not even that expensive to get a hold of because I think it's like 30-ish bucks on eBay. I want to say it was like 30. I want to say it was about that price when I got it. But they were just like, I don't know why. They're just so much more money than like your normal ones. It's like a just normal deluxe figure. The pink one's sweet. I still have mine factory sealed because I wasn't planning. The only thing I hate is you can't see inside the box, so I can't see it. But I like that it came with extra face plates and stuff. And it's like the only reason I kind of want to open them, but I don't really have a good spot to display them. So they're just like better just hanging out on my wall, at least for right now. Maybe at some point, if I get like a better setup to have like some displays and whatnot in order to have them sitting out, like make like a stage, and then they're all on the stage, I think would be sweet. Oh, doing like a Godzilla Mario crossover? Hey, Peter. Glad you like the content. Yeah, like I mentioned, I think we're going to probably call it good here. We're going to go for about an hour. And I got to try to get productive with other things, hopefully before Casey gets up. But anyways, you can help us defeat those kaijus by hitting the like button, subscribe, become a Ranger Dave. Also got Instagram, Patreon, TikTok, Facebook. Guys like people today would show to donate. Really appreciate it. Some things I might try to get back to streaming here in the near future. I got to finish King Kong, so we're going to do that on stream. I might fudge around with using this phone to do recordings because this phone can record in 8K. So even recording 4K for the channel, I think would be kind of cool for reviews. But then I'd have to hook up the microphone, so I might make a permanent attachment for that in here. The second toys at charity shop. Oh yeah, I almost bought a collection of GI Joes a while back. It was at a yard sale. Some lady had like an entire tub of like sandwich bag GI Joe figures, like the small ones, but had like the vehicles, all the Joe, like a lot of Joes, and I was just like, I wasn't that into GI Joes at the time, but like the vehicles were kind of cool, and I'm like, some of this might be kind of neat with the Godzilla stuff. I'll go see what the lady wants for them, right? So I go up to her. I'm like, well, what do you got on the GI Joe? She's like, well, I don't know. We had them kind of priced. I'm like, well, would you just sell the tub? Like I'll literally just buy all of them. Like how much you want for them? And she's like, oh well, let me look it up, and pulls out this GI Joe price book, and I just went, nope. See you later. Funny enough, I think from the same lady I bought an Imperial Godzilla, like because she's selling her kids stuff. I got an Imperial Godzilla for $5. I bought some Beetleborgs and a helmet I ended up selling for like $50 for another $5. But for some reason, the box full of GI Joe, she's trying to get like whatever was inside of this book that the prices probably weren't even right to begin with. Oh, sweet! Did you find the pajama pants? Yeah, Dragon Zord vs Godzilla would be cool. I still got a print upstairs. That's the Zord. It's was it? It's a drag. I have a Megazord fighting Godzilla, and I have a Dragon Zord one fighting Mecha Godzilla for prints. Done by two different guys, but they were pretty sweet. I got that at the G Fest the one year I went. But if you guys like to, again, pick up some Super 7 Godzillas for yourself, link your description for Entertainment Earth. Help support the channel that way. They do free shipping over $100. Super sweet company. Or if you guys like to pick up some high Godzillas for yourself, or they've been starting to do monster arts and a few other various things. I know they just got in the Pacific Rim figure we reviewed a little bit back with the Crimson Typhoon. Forgetting the name. You can save 6% off your order at Coast Steve Cowkiss to check out if you want to check them out. Yeah, it's kind of odd to like. I'm surprised it's unavailable around here because I don't know how like we don't have like that big of a Godzilla collecting community. Although I guess there's at least one other dude that knows about Godzilla stuff as much as I do. Like I said, I went to that toy shop and like they had like YMSF Godzillas, and I'm like, who knows this around here? Who knows about these? Especially like I think, like I said, I think this was a convention exclusive. So yeah. So I know people buy them, or at least like there's some people that know more than just like the legendary stuff. But still, it just seems like something that's weird to sell out super fast. Actually, speaking of stuff you could buy at the mall, I'm still waiting at Target because they got those small Super 7 Godzilla figures. I want them to go on clearance so I can buy them to smash them. Like we'll probably review them, do like a clearance hour review video, but more than likely, I want to hammer them. I want to hammer them bad. Anyways, see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.